Shavua Tov, Gudvach. Tonight's amazing story took place approximately 35 years ago in New York and Los Angeles, as you will soon hear. A new Chabad house had opened up in the neighborhood of Brooklyn, and the young couple, their name was Friedman, they were very, very busy organizing classes and lectures and prayers and all kinds of stuff going on. And the young couple joined the shul and became very active. And they were bothered by the fact that the shul did not have its own Torah. They had one on loan from a different synagogue, but they felt it's time for the shul to have its own Torah. And finally the talking led to a decision by the couple that they're going to do something about it. They couldn't afford to sponsor a Torah, but they could certainly begin the drive to raise the funds. So they decided to take advantage one Sunday morning to get a bracha from the Rebbe for this undertaking to raise the funds for a Sefer Torah. So there were lines for men, lines for women. The husband went by and he asked the Rebbe for a bracha, and the Rebbe gave him a bracha and gave him an extra $1 and wished him success. Later, he met up with his wife after she passed by the Rebbe and also asked for a bracha for this undertaking, and he saw a confused look on her face. So he asked her, what happened? Did the Rebbe give you a bracha? And she said, the Rebbe listened to me, gave me an extra $1, and said, this is for tzedakah in Los Angeles. I don't know what that means. So they came home and puzzled about it, but being chassidim enough to treasure every word of the Rebbe, they said, okay, we got to do something about Los Angeles. And he went and he booked a ticket for his wife in a few days to go to Los Angeles. And it comes the day of the trip, and she's going to Los Angeles, and it occurs to them that she has no contacts in Los Angeles. She has no plan. She doesn't know who to give the $1 to. She doesn't know what she's going to do and where she's going to stay. What's going to be? And they're racking their brains, and all of a sudden the husband said, there's a lady who works now in California. She's actually connected to a Chabad house, and she taught you when you were a child back in Israel many years ago. And now I'm just remembering that I spoke to your mother and how she spoke to her and she had such good memories of you. Maybe we can get in touch with her and you can stay by her for a day or two and maybe figure out why the Rebbe wants you in Los Angeles. So he tried to call her, maybe 35 years ago, it was pre-Google. He couldn't track down the name, but the wife said, no, it's a 6-hour flight. While I'm flying to California, you will surely find her name and I'll call you from the airport. So she takes the plane, with obviously great faith, with the Rebbe's $1, and the husband gets busy, and guess what? While his wife is in the air, he manages to track down this lady, he gets her number, he calls her up, he identifies himself, and she's very happy. Oh yes, I remember your wife, wonderful student, I love the family. What's going on? Why are you calling? So the husband said, it's the funniest thing. My wife and I went to the Rebbe last week for a bracha to start a campaign to raise funds for a Torah, and the Rebbe gave my wife $1 to give in Los Angeles. So she's on her way right now, and I was hoping perhaps she could stay by you till this works its way out, till she figures out what's going on over there. There was silence on the phone, and then this lady from California, the former teacher, said, it's kind of amazing that you're calling now. 11 years ago, we lost a child, a 2-year-old boy. And I made a promise that in honor of his bar mitzvah, when he would have been 13, my husband and I are going to give a Torah, write and give a Torah in his honor. Well, we're approaching his bar mitzvah shortly. Maybe this is a sign that we have to fulfill our promise and write and give that Torah. And where better to give it to than to your wife and to the shul that you're coming for. And that's how it turned out. She came to California, gave this woman the $1, and the woman gave the money for the writing and donating of a Torah to the Chabad house. Go to California. If the Rebbe says go, you go, and it works out in the most amazing ways. Have a great week. No lectures.